the little kufi on top of his head, and he's like super super over the top with his like exploiting himself, acting crazy, doing all these crazy antics. And the two of them got together and they do stuff called fake news. And I think some people fail to realize you can't believe everything that you see on an Instagram post or Facebook post. Like, do your due diligence to study, stupid. Like, I don't know about everyone else, but when I was attending literature classes in high school and even in college, because my concentration was communications, we discussed these things in class of propaganda and things that the media and the news. It wasn't even social media back then in the 90s. It was just be mindful of the authors that you read, the book authors you read, the newspapers you read. You know what I mean. There's like, come on.
Oh,
fake
yeah.
news. Case in point, The Inquirer. If you're reading The Inquirer and believing half of the shit that's in there, what is going on in your mind? You know what I mean? Like, that was
totally.
a newspaper one. I read that for entertainment. You know what I mean? Come on. It's a sad, sad world we're living in, but it's also a beautiful place to be when you have to walk in a fullness of light and love and understand that every day does not have to be cloudy and gray. And if you're feeling that way, people, I'm here to say, go get you some help. Go to your doctor. Let them know how you're feeling. Tell them if you are feeling a certain way so they can give you a diagnosis. Ask about behavioral health. Get you a therapist. I have a therapist. I see this person once a week, and she comes to see me, and we have therapy, and I am on an antidepressant as well as, the stuff that I use. And guess what? I'm not afraid and ashamed to say that. I am so happy that back in December I took that step because, you know what? I have been dealing with issues of sadness for years because of my mother committing suicide. When I was 18, my mom committed suicide. I've been through so many other traumatic things in life, and it's to the point where I had tough skin. I would just suck it up, give it to God, go to church, give it to God, drink to forget, sex to forget. You know what I'm saying? And you have stopped doing that to yourself, people. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the reality, and I think that's another important conversation that's being opened up, because of social media where people are talking out about these, depressive issues. Because I think, for especially, if you have already had a mental illness or a depressive issue or anxiety before a cancer diagnosis, it's only going to continue to tumble down and get worse. And so much of that has to do with how you face, what's in front of you. And when that turns into a cancer diagnosis, I mean, I always felt like I was strong and I was never depressed, and I didn't realize that my stress was actually a form of anxiety. And, I didn't get to all of that until my cancer diagnosis. And now, I praise therapy. I think therapy is amazing, because I get to say things to my therapist that I hide deep down in my heart because I'm afraid nobody else around me can hear it. And nor do I want them to have to carry that baggage with me. And I think that sometimes verbalizing things, just allows you to let some of it go.
And honestly, you just hit it on the head when you said you don't want them carrying your baggage. And that is the key to when you yourself, people, can be so coherent that I got something going on. I need to cut it out. I'm affecting people around me. it's the person that is walking around with the mentality of woe is me, it's your fault, I'm okay, I want to act out, I'm going to, fuck you up or wreck the house or get too drunk or curse you out. And that's when you got to look at somebody and say, hey, I didn't sign up for all of this. I love you,
right,
but you're not going to put me in a guilt trip when you wild out. I'm supposed to just be okay with it, and I'm getting abused. That's not cool. It's really not.
Right.
So I say all that to say, and I think Dana says it too, go get some help, honey. It's cool to have a therapist, okay? It's very cool. Like,
it is cool.
Hey, it's cool to be in therapy nowadays, people. Everybody and their mother is doing it. Everybody and their mother is doing it. It's not just for old people. It's not just for white people. It's not just for crazy people.
Mm-hmm.
It's for anyone that has a heart that wants to say, I love myself and I got to do something to better myself. Yep,
absolutely.
Dana, I want to thank you for being on the show today, and let's do this again. And this is what I want to offer you. I would love to have you as a reoccurring guest when you can. I definitely want you to come back next month for breast cancer awareness. And if you're too busy, if you have, another person that you want to represent the company, they can come back so we can have some insight on what's going on with AnaOno and just giving people some tidbits about the bras and the movement, so that way you guys can be a segment on my show. That's one. And then I would just love to have you as a reoccurring guest, because I love our chemistry and I just think we are kick-ass, and you just got some great things that you just are you're like a rock star, and I just like your attitude and your take. So I'm extending that, and I hope that, we can, not to put you on the spot because you're on the show, but if you can consider that and, get back to me via email if you'd like, I would love to make this happen.
Oh man, I love it. And I feel like we covered all the bases tonight. So awesome, and rock on to that aspect. I think that there's a lot that